The cold moonlight seeps through the window. On a night the lonely shadow stretches long. That season, that face I believed I'd forgotten, drifts in on the breeze and sways my heart. As I brush the dust from beneath the dim lamp, an old promise lies in a faded letter. The door to my memories, once sealed shut, opens, and I see you standing frozen inside. Across the river of time, what I tried to bury is a longing that floods me like a wave tonight. I thought my heart had grown dull, but it aches once more. And silently I call out your name. How many careless seasons have passed me by? I felt nothing as flowers bloomed and withered, but it's as if your soft voice lingers in my ear, and my frozen time begins to flow again. Those younger days when we swore to forever are now just a dream my fingertips can reach. Even if I force a smile, the falling tears carry me back to that time and that place. Across the river of time, what I tried to bury is a longing that floods me like a wave tonight. I thought my heart had grown dull, but it aches once more. And silently I call out your name. To the countless promises scattered to the sky, become stars to light up this night. Like a fleeting cloud that drifts farther as I reach, this feeling pierces deep into my heart. Across the river of time, what I tried to bury is a longing that floods me like a wave tonight. I thought my heart had grown dull, but it aches once more. And with a choked voice I call out your name. In a forgotten season, left all alone, I call for you, then fall asleep. I open an old chest and wipe away the dust. A familiar scent of ink lingers at my nose upon as if smiling, as if crying. The river of your time was flowing still. Though I try to recall, it's like you're lost in a fog. Even the clearness of your eyes begins to blur. All that's left is a short phrase saying it was good. And the sky from that day is so painfully blue. Oh, you who fades away in discolored memories. The more I try to hold on, the more you break in my hands. I close my eyes, afraid you'll be forgotten. But all that remains is a sorrow with no name. When the careless wind flips through the pages of a book, it's as if it softly calls my name. I quickly raise my head and look into the air, but only a quiet stillness embraces me. I wander the path we once walked down together and see only empty years piled on our footprints. The warmth of that day cannot be found anywhere, but my foolish heart is still searching for you. If I end up forgetting even this pain, does that mean I have truly lost you? Then I would rather it remain a piercing trace in this heart and hurt me for all of eternity. Oh, you who fades away in discolored memories. The more I try to hold on, the more you break in my hands. I close my eyes, afraid you'll be forgotten. But all that remains is a sorrow with no name. At the end of a blurred memory, a name engraved with tears. You, the only one. Leaning on the windowsill under the weight of the quiet night, I gaze upon the moonlight as it shatters and falls. I told myself I forgot. I told myself I'm empty now, but ripples are spreading across my tranquil heart. When the cold moonlight shines upon my deepest parts, a little tremor crouched and holding its breath slowly raises its head, breaking the stillness. And all I can do is watch, utterly helpless. Beneath the moonlight, the sleeping longing opens its eyes. The scar I tried so hard to cover begins to breathe again. The lie I kept repeating, I'm okay, suddenly shatters, and in the end I am still frozen in that time. The song of the moon that poured over your shoulder, a foolish vow that promised an eternity. Standing under the same moon, we now see different skies. You shimmer in the distance as if I could reach you. When the cool night air awakens my memories, the painful name I turned away from and put to sleep approaches like a whisper and tickles at my ear, and the tears I held back finally overflow. Beneath the moonlight, the sleeping longing opens its eyes. The scar I tried so hard to cover begins to breathe again. The lie I kept repeating, I'm okay, suddenly shatters, and in the end I am still frozen in that time. When this night is over, will it be able to sleep again? Will I be able to act calm as if nothing happened? I'd rather you just lock me away in this darkness. Let me dream a dream from which I'll never wake. Like that moon shattering into white, my heart also shatters and scatters until this longing falls asleep again. I will stay up this night all alone. On the banks of time's uncaring river, I crouch down and gaze at the days gone by, like the shimmering ripples that fade after they gleam. Even the memories that shone so bright are growing dim. If I live my life pretending, laughing as if I'm fine, will the pain I've buried in a corner of my heart be forgotten? That foolish hope does not survive a single day, and the age-old sorrow comes to grab me by the ankles. The tears that were buried in time have turned to stone, becoming a heavy weight that presses on my chest. This sorrow I can neither swallow nor cast aside. I can only live my life while embracing it. Sometimes I'll smile as if I have forgotten everything. Then suddenly I'll catch your scent on a passing breeze. If only it ended there, but in my dry eyes something hot wells up, and I stop in my tracks. I know now that it's no use trying to force it back. So I stand still and quietly let the tears flow. When they finally dry, will I feel a little numb? Once again, I hold on to a fleeting hope that calm and comfort. Time is a medicine, only leaves a callus over a slow healing wound, and the longing that has festered underneath comes without warning and tears me down. The tears that were buried in time have turned to a river, soaking my heart and flowing through my entire being. This sorrow I can neither stop nor run away from. I can only be swept away, drifting along in the distant future. When this river runs dry, will I be able to forget your name without a second thought? Could that ever be possible? The spring wind blows and scatters the flower petals. Like a fine red rain, they soak the entire land. A promise was engraved on every single petal, but now they've lost their way, drifting on the wind. I stand blankly on this road we once walked together, watching the falling flowers. I'm reminded of you. Did we, who believed in forever back in those days, have to scatter in the end, just like a fragile petal? Oh, this place that's broken like the scattered petals. Only the forgotten vow remains, a thorn inside my heart. I can't gather them again, nor can I turn back time. All I can do is watch the fading of the season. A flower ring I placed upon your hand. We said we'd go together to the ends of the earth. Only the faint scent of it left on my fingers remains like a cruel lie, and it makes me cry. Time heartlessly erases everything, and even our childish promise fades away in the dust. So why am I still lingering in this place, repeating a vow that can no and the flowers will bloom once more. But the season when we were together will never come again. In the very center of my chest, where I thought I had healed, there remained a single faded scar. As I traced it mindlessly with my fingertip, the suffocating memories of that day came back to life. A love that swallowed me like a searing flame. I would have been fine turning to ash if it meant being in it, hoping that even a handful of warmth might remain. I keep digging through the embers that have long gone out, the traces of my scorched heartache with a piercing cold. Even if I force a smile, the tears fall first, engraved so deeply like a brand that can't be erased. Every time I take a breath, you dig into me. When a cold wind brushes against my hollow chest, the empty space where you were feels even colder. I try to cover it up with another love, but I only ended up with another scar on top of the old one. The harsh words you spat, the coldness in your eyes, they are still so clear in my mind, so vivid in my sight. But the warm memories have all scattered like smoke, and all that I have left is this terrible regret. The traces of my scorched heartache with a piercing cold. Even if I force a smile, the tears fall first, engraved so deeply like a brand that can't be erased. Every time I take a breath, you dig into me. Did they say that time makes you forget everything? Then what is this feeling that only grows clearer? If only I could lose all of my memories, would I be able to make this agony stop? The traces of my scorched heart are burning crimson red. Your face spreads through my mind when I close my eyes. You've become my everything, which I can't erase or abandon. And today again, I live while embracing this scar in my heart, burned down to embers. Your name remains until the day I scatter into ash. I am yours. those three syllables of your name, I end up swallowing them down. If I keep it in my heart, it becomes a stone that weighs on me. If I let it pass my lips, I'm afraid it will become a sin. Today again I climb the hill and look at the western sky, wondering if the wind might carry news of you to me. My foolish heart cannot let go of this expectation, and I quietly listen to the passing breeze. I can't cry it out loud, so I just let it gently flow. A name I miss so dearly, sent away on the wind, hoping it will reach you, praying you might somehow hear. But this prayer that will never be answered just scatters in the air. Even in the silent footsteps of the changing seasons, my heart always lingers in that one place. Everything in the world changes and flows onward, but my time is frozen on the day I sent you away. When a song we heard together suddenly reaches my ears, the pain is so sharp I forget how to breathe. But I pretend that nothing is wrong and turn my head away. And once again I ask the wind to take your name. I can't cry it out loud, so I just let it gently flow. A name I miss so dearly, sent away on the wind, hoping it will reach you, praying you might somehow hear. But this prayer that will never be answered just scatters in the air. Where does the wind that carries your name flow to? Is it blowing like this in the place where you are now? We are under the same wind, but with different thoughts. The sadness of our fate makes me quietly close my eyes. I can cry it out loud, so I let it flow with my tears. This one last piece of my heart, sent away on the wind, praying that you are at peace, praying you'll forget all of me. But this contradictory prayer is what tears my heart apart. Today again, on this hill where the wind blows, I call your name, and then I erase your name. That is how I spend my day. Did we dream different dreams under the same sky? When I took one step closer, you would grow 2 steps farther away. Between you and me, there was an unseen river. The more I tried to cross, the deeper I would sink. With only the warmth that lingered on a sleeve that brushed past. There were days I believed I could live my entire life. I said I had no regrets, even if they called me a fool. But only a sad echo rings in my empty heart. Why did we have to recognize each other at all, when this was our destiny to turn away in the end? It becomes the sad song of a fate that couldn't be, ringing through the night sky and turning into a star. The old hairpin that you left behind, I fidget with it, staying up all through the night. The days we dreamed together are now as distant as a dream. The only thing that's clear is the look in your eyes when we parted. If there is a next life, then let us meet there. Even if it's just as a passing breeze at the end of the world, I repeat this feud, I'll promise, because I know it's empty. But I cannot endure the pain of this current life. But I cannot endure the pain of this current life. Why did we have to recognize each other at all, when this was our destiny to turn away in the end? It becomes the sad song of a fate that couldn't be, ringing through the night sky and turning into a star. Was it the will of the heavens or just a cruel joke? That happiness I felt when for a moment I had everything has now become a debt that I can never repay. And it painfully ensnares the rest of my remaining days. If only I had never known you from the very start, would this piercing longing have ever existed? I sing the sad song of a fate that couldn't be, until my voice breaks and your name shatters in my tears. Can you hear it? A song that exists nowhere in this world. My song that only you know. I lift my brush, intending to paint your face, but then I stop my hand from grinding the inkstone. Just a single drop has fallen on the white paper, but it feels as if the whole world is being dyed in gray. The harder I try to forget you, the clearer it all becomes. Not your indifferent expression, but your warm voice, your affectionate gaze. And it's even sadder that I cannot bring myself to hate you. My sentences have become sharp knives that reopen the very scars I had tried so hard to heal. The meanings within the words I didn't see back then now strike my heart and leave me with only regret. Beneath the weight of time that can't be turned back, I can only be a sinner with my head bowed down. My heart is soaked in a sorrow that spreads like ink, slowly continues to fill my entire soul with black. I can neither stop it nor wipe it away, so I helplessly surrender everything to it. If I were to burn this paper to ash, would this terrible longing disappear along with it? No, my heart would turn to ash first, since you have already spread throughout my entire being. The world is submerged in tears that spread like ink. Deeper and deeper I fall into the ocean that is you. I cannot breathe, nor can I ever escape. I will live forever trapped inside this sadness. Upon my heart completely stained, a final teardrop falls, and just like that, you became my entire world. I lift my head and look up at the sky, that indifferent face that follows me wherever I go. It's the same sky we used to gaze upon together, but now it has become a weight I must carry all alone. The happiness that felt so close I could touch it has now become a distant star I can only look up to. It shines with a cold light, as if watching over all my nights. So even when I close my eyes, your face still flickers there. A burden that can't be removed is engraved in the sky, is longing for you, the punishment that has been given to me. A destiny where I must miss you as long as I am breathing. I cannot escape it, so I embrace the sky in my heart. When the rain falls, I remember the day we stood in it together. When the snow falls, the day you held my freezing hands. When the wind blows, the day you swept the hair from my face. Every time a season arrives, it returns like a punishment. Even if I try my best to meet someone else and smile, I'll suddenly look at the sky and you will be right there, as if you're laughing at me, or perhaps pitying me. You just look down at me with an unreadable expression. The sky remains the same, but beneath that sky, only I am crumbling. While combing my hair brushed against a wooden box, I thought I had closed it up and forgotten it long ago. I wipe away the dust and carefully open the lid, and inside lies a single crimson rusted hairpin. I will protect you for all of life, you whispered in my ear, the one who shyly placed it in my hair that day. That promise has faded and worn away with the years, but the sorrow steeped in this pin has only grown deeper. Rusted hairpin, oh, the heartless vow that stole away my youth. I can neither throw it away nor place it in my hair again, so I just hold it in my hand as the tears endlessly fall. Silver glow go, leaving only red tears. Is that what my heart is like, or is that what your heart is like? The brilliant memories have rusted and crumbled away. The more I touch it, the sharper the fragments that pierce my heart. But the resentment tangled in this pin only grows clearer. Oh, the piercing sadness I could never spit out. Oh, the price I paid for a single worthless belief. This fate I can neither have nor abandon. I embrace this rusted hairpin and swallow it all alone. can throw this rusted pin away and live a tomorrow without you. I pray, I pray. When the sun has set and the world sinks into silence, I can finally, quietly close my own eyes. The harshness of reality, the cruel laws of this world, surely they cannot follow me into my dreams. When the darkness deepens, you come to find me, and you smile at me gently as if nothing ever happened. The name that I couldn't dare to bring to my lips all day, I finally call it out along with a burst of tears. Oh, this sorrowful name that I can only call out in my dreams. Oh, this echo that will scatter in the air when I awake. The more that we meet, the deeper the longing grows. And today again I wander, searching for that dream. I hold your hand as we walk through an endless field, and I try to laugh without a care like a young child. But I grow afraid of the dawn light that's starting to break. So I pull you deeper into the dream to hide away. I cling to your sleep, begging you not to go, but the cruel morning insists on waking me up. And as I'm left to sob alone in my empty room, your name becomes trapped inside my mouth once again. Oh, this sorrowful name that I can only call out in my dreams. Oh, this echo that will scatter in the air when I awake. The more that we meet, the deeper the longing grows. And today again I wander, searching for that dream. I know that this is a dream, but I don't want to wake up. I pray with all my heart for this night to last forever. Even a moment's happiness is everything to me. So I try to forget all about the pain of tomorrow. I can't even reach inside of my dreams. Oh, this shadow that only grows more distant as I call. I know that this is a fate that can never be mine. But tonight again I will cry out your name. I open I sit alone on the bank of the endlessly flowing river, waiting for any news of you who has departed. How many times have the spring flowers bloomed, fallen and turned to snow? White frost has now settled upon my own hair. The little paper bow we launched together, I wonder how far it has gone. I wonder if it ever arrived. Have you forgotten me on the other side of the river? Countless questions wash over me just like the waves. If I could cross a river of time to get to you, I would be fine even if my body wore away to nothing. Even if I'm swept up by the current and lose all my memories, I will never let go of your name alone. The shallow stream where we used to swim and play as children has now become a deep river that can no longer be crossed. Your silhouette moving away on the other side of the river is still as clear in my mind as if it were yesterday. My time without you has completely stopped, but the uncaring world keeps pushing me forward. I just circle the same spot, unable to take a single step. Is it that you cannot see me from across the river? If I could cross the river of time to get to you, I would be fine even if my body wore away to nothing. Even if I'm swept up by the current and lose all my memories, I will never let go of your name alone. If there is a next life at the end of this river, will we be able to meet each other there? After losing everything and returning to the very beginning, will we be able to recognize each other instantly? Please cross the river of time and come to me. Even if you have forgotten me, just please come to me. Even if I have lost all memory, my heart will know you first, and it will greet you with its tears. Today, again, I sit on the river bank, piling up stones on the path where you might return, and I wait like it's an eternity. today again. As the sun sets, I come to sit alone. The warmth of you is nowhere to be found, but my own cool shadow stretches out long before me. The glances we shared, the sound of our laughter, it feels as though they are still embedded in these places. But when I reach out my hand, there is only a cold stone wall, and a corner of my heart coldly crumbles down. This place where only shadows linger since you have gone. A masterless longing is left to wander all alone, hoping that you might come back to this place again. I cannot bring myself to leave, and I stay up all night. I listen closely, hoping to hear the sound of footsteps. I hold my breath, hoping to catch a familiar scent. But all that brushes past me is the heartless night wind, and the empty space next to me feels especially cold. This place that has no meaning at all without you has somehow become my entire world. I have willingly locked myself in this prison of memories, and have forgotten how to escape as I long only for you. This place where only shadows linger since you have gone. A masterless longing is left to wander all alone, hoping that you might come back to this place again. I cannot bring myself to leave, and I stay up all night. When the moonlight falls, my shadow grows even darker, and for a moment I'm tricked into thinking you are by my side. Although I know how foolish it is, I embrace that shadow, and I softly call out your name. This place where you have left, and only my shadow remains. A masterless sadness is the only thing that's guarding me. When the dawn arrives and even the shadows disappear, I grow afraid of being left all alone once more today. Again, I become your shadow, and I guard this place until the day you return. There were days so hot they could have burned down the world, when my whole body would ignite with a single glance from you. Days when we believed in forever, when there was never any doubt. There were days when we were young and so very foolish. I don't know when the harsh wind and rain passed through, but everything has been extinguished with nothing left behind. I sit blankly in the middle of a cold pile of ash, having lost every last handful of warmth. A single ember left in a heart that's burned down to ash. I thought it was out, but when the wind blows, it comes to life again. It faintly glows and then quickly dies back down. This final torturous hope is what torments me. When I happen to pass a silhouette that looks like yours, for a moment I even forget how to breathe. I quickly turn around with a desperate hope, but over a stranger's face only my own sad tears fall. I try to promise myself that I will finally let you go, but that one small ember hidden within the ashes flares up in a crimson glow just when I'm about to forget, and whispers that it has to be you and no one else. A single ember left in a heart that's burned down to ash. I thought it was out, but when the wind blows, it comes to life again. It faintly glows and then quickly dies back down. This final torturous hope is what torments me. If even this ember dies, then what will I live for? How can I breathe if there's no trace of you left? I would rather this ember burn away the rest of my life and carry me to the place where you are now. Upon the embers of a heart that's turned to ash, my cold tears pour down and swallow the very last light. In the moment it hisses and everything comes to an end. I finally sink into a complete and total darkness in a heart of ash. Only the wind stays for a while, then leaves. Nothing was left, not even the longing. In the deep of night, when even the moonlight is asleep, I sit alone and lay the old jamungo across my lap. As I stroke the grain of the wood, settled and cold, what my fingertips feel is the passage of time. The sorrowful stories that words could never tell, hardened in my heart and turned to stone long ago. I take out the sadness I've desperately suppressed and load my heart onto this instrument Gayageum is weeping. Will this sorrowful melody ever reach you? The song of a short spring day we used to play together is now so distant that even the memory is faint. But the deep resentment piled up at the moment of our parting only grows clearer with every finger that presses on the strings. As my hands pluck, strum, and caress the strings, I meet you, love you, part from you, and long for you. I pour my entire life into a single short melody, and what flows over the strings must be tears of blood. A song of a sobbing string bursting from my fingertips. Each and every note cries out as if it's about to break. My own tears may have run dry, but the Gayageum is weeping. Will this sorrowful melody ever reach you? The highest note is a scream that is calling out for you. The lowest note is my grudge for you who turned away. Even the moments of silence tremble with my longing. There is no one listening, but the music does not stop. Oh, this sorrowful song of a string that weeps for me. If only this string would snap, so my sorrow could finally cease. I will let out the most mournful sound as my very last breath, and in the quiet silence I will finally bury you. Snap. The final string breaks, and at last the night weeps for me. Lying forgotten in a corner of the room was my old Gayageum, which resembled you. Ever since the last day we sang a song together, I have not touched it even a single time. Perhaps the years between us have flowed by as heavily as the weight of the pale dust settled. I slowly reach out my hand and wipe the dust away, and the memories that were hidden underneath are revealed. I try to pluck the strings of the dust-covered Gayageum, and from a string I strum without a thought. I can hear your voice. The melody is clumsy, as if it has rusted and stuck, but the song I thought I'd forgotten flows out just like tears. The day I tuned the strings while leaning on your shoulder, your face that smiled so brightly at my clumsy playing. You said the most beautiful melody in laughter. And I remember the warmth as you took my hand in yours. Now I am playing for you who is no longer by my side. So what flows over the strings is not a song, but my longing. I try with all my might to connect each and every note, but it keeps breaking off, choked by my own sobs. I try to pluck the strings of the dust-covered gayageum, and from a string I strung without a thought. I can hear your voice, the melody is clumsy, as if it has rusted and stuck, but the song I thought I'd forgotten flows out just like tears. Were the 12 strings of this gayageum a path that led to you? I send my longing with each and every string to you, but now they are all broken and only dust has piled up. So the place for my heart to go has also disappeared. I weep while clutching the dust-covered gayageum, searching for your warmth in the wood that has grown cold. Will I ever be able to make a sound again, to smile like before? The song that was trapped in the dust is weeping sorrowfully. If I wipe away the dust and fix the strings one by one, my song without you in it, could it start again? No, can it start again? There was a time a hot flood of tears formed a river that overflowed both day and night. Following the depth of the sorrow of losing you, it flowed and flowed without ever taking a rest. Sometime in winter, a frost descended, and the flowing river lost its voice. In my parched heart, with no strength left to cry, only a river frozen solid remained. I am standing all alone on the frozen river of tears, this sadness that can neither flow nor melt away beneath the ice. The longing for you is trapped, crying out without a sound, begging to be freed. The seasons brush past over the solid ice, and uncaring people walk across the river. But I am the only one who cannot leave this place, as as if my own feet have been frozen to the ground. What if the ice breaks and the river flows again, causing all the pain I've buried to burst out? Or what if it stays like this and never thaws for all of time? I wander on the river, trembling with this fear. I am standing all alone on the frozen river of tears. This sadness that can neither flow nor melt away beneath the ice. The longing for you is trapped, crying out without a sound, begging to be freed. When the warm spring sun arrives, will this river also melt? Will it be able to flow once more, swallowing everything? At that time, will I be able to send this terrible sadness somewhere else and cross the river just like all of those other people? The frozen river of tears is slowly starting to crack. What seeps through the fissure is your piercingly cold name. When the ice shatters completely with no time to stop it, I will willingly sink into this river. On the flowing river, I will load my everything. And to the ocean where you are, I too will flow away. A single book that holds the story of you and me. I've read it over and over until it has become worn. The flutter of the first page, the moments that burn so bright, now they feel as if they'll crumble at the slightest touch. Even though I knew my heart would ache each time I turned the page, every night I foolishly would open it to the start again. But now it is time for me to finally understand the end of this story, which has no following chapter. I cannot bring myself to turn the final page of memory, and I stay up all night over the sentences worn and faded. If I turn this page, will I truly be sending you away? I'm so afraid that only an empty space will be waiting for me. The final sentence is so short and so very calm that it makes my heart ache with an even colder chill. That single phrase, I hope that you'll be happy, without any truth to it, has placed a period at the end of my entire world. Should I just tear it out and throw it in the fire? Hesitate myself to do it, because after I had lost you, the only thing I had left was this one single slender book. I cannot bring myself to turn the final page of memory, and I stay up all night over the sentences worn and faded. If I turn this page, will I truly be sending you away? I'm so afraid that only an empty space will be waiting for me. A teardrop falls and the letters begin to blur. Our final moments are starting to grow faint, because I know that I can't hold on to this any longer. With a trembling hand, I take hold of the final page. I am finally turning the very last page of memory, and I come face to face with an empty space, stained with my tears. I loved you, I thank you, and now I will let you go. I send a silent farewell floating into the empty air. When I close the book for the first time, I can see the dust. My story has ended here. You Our steps which walk side by side, looking at the same place, at some point crossed over and now head in different directions. A distance where I can reach you, even if I look back, even if I wave. Was that the destiny that was given to us? We who once said we would go to the ends of the earth together, whose very shadows would overlap as we walked, now drag our own shadows alone on our separate paths, and can only gaze upon the setting sun. On this path that was divided by fate, I'm calling for you. I call for you more sorrowfully, because I know I will never reach. Oh, you who are walking a different path under the same sky, I pray the path you take is not as lonely as mine is. I hope that only beautiful flowers bloom on the path you walk, even if my own path is a thorny and treacherous one. I will be fine. If you ever happen to hear news of me on a passing breeze, please just pretend you did not hear it and pass by without a care. Watching over your happiness from a great distance is the very last act of love I can do on this path. Even if my heart is bruised black and my steps become heavy, Guided by fate, I swallow